Real life street stars, man. We got a real situation here. We back, baby. Legendary j.Oliver, man. And it's crazy because we always have this moniker that say, man, don't get too lit to forget. And for the fact that he's sitting back on the couch, man, just let you know that, we must be doing something right and he must be doing something even better, man.
Yeah.
Jay, what's good with you, baby?
Man, living life, man. I'm glad to be back.
There you go, man. For those that are deaf, dumb, stupid, man, been living under a rock, man, allow you to reintroduce yourself, man. Tell them who you are, what it is you do, where you from, man.
j.Oliver, a.k.a. Fresh Air, producer from Baltimore, Maryland. I got 2 homes, Baltimore and Dallas. I rep both of them, Triple D, all the way to the East Coast. Just make music, man. Work with a lot of dope individuals.
Yes,
Blessed
sir.
to be able to do it.
So, man, yesterday, man, there was a Power of the Music convention, or rather, what you say. We met you, we bumped into you there, and there was a lot of dope, key players for the city, but we didn't really see a lot of artists come through there. You know what I'm saying? And it kind of hurt my heart because, like, damn, the information is here, but niggas ain't here. What do you take from that?
Well, first, what did you call it though? What did you say?
Power of the Music.
No. You said something. I think you said you was like, this is the.
Everybody's here, but
everybody's here, but nobody's here.
Everybody's here.
That was dope. That was dope.
That shit fucked me up though. I was like, damn. And I'm putting in my story, and I got artists in me like, what is this? Woo.
I didn't even know about it. You know how I knew about it?
How'd you know?
Because P Skills posted on his Instagram, and I was like, and I hit the dudes that was on stage, like the A&Rs and stuff. I hit him. I said, yo, y'all in Dallas? He said, yeah. I'm like, bro, I didn't even know about this.
Yeah, no, and that's the crazy thing about it, because I knew about this months ago, and I seen all the people that were slotted to be there. I'm like, man, this right here is gonna be heavy.
Mm-hmm.
And then, as Jeff was saying, he got there, like the people they were there. The assembly was there, but those who needed that information probably wasn't there.
Right.
I don't know if they were live streaming or recording for YouTube, but if they weren't, it's like almost it was giving game to like almost.
Yeah. That's
like,
what they do.
Like no one. So what is your thoughts as far as artists not knowing, or is it more so on the promotion as far as, man, we got to get this promoted more, like?
Yeah, it's all about the promotion. I feel like something as big as that, if you talk about it, if you put it out there, they're gonna come. I don't think it was promoted the right way, but if you put that out there, the people that they had there, they're gonna come. And I think somebody did something like that before, and it was promoted pretty good, because I remember I was there, I was on a panel there, and it was the same people that was there. So
were you on the panel?
Not this one, no.
Yeah, you definitely should have been one of the people on the panel.
I just came. I was in town, so I just showed up.
Right. Because there was people like you, Jay White was there.
Yeah,
Some
White.
people in there that had some real shit going on. That
was a lot of people, bro.
But y'all weren't actually on the panel.
Right,
so
we weren't on the panel.
It would have made sense for y'all to actually be on the panel. But if you were on the panel, which panel would you want to be a part of?
It don't, whatever panel. I'm about to do an event with Apple Music coming up soon. That's something similar like that, and they're gonna have me speaking, so it doesn't, I can talk on it all, I'm not just a producer, I'm an executive producer, so it's like I can really just speak on it all.
For those that don't know the difference in producing, because some people do think that producing is just strictly like I make beats, but it's it's a lot more to it, man. And let's give them a little lesson, man, as far as what do you feel all is in the essence of production?
Boy, this is very touchy in the new production genre of music, because I have to have a talk with the younger loop makers, what I call them, the beat makers and the producers. It's 3 different things, and it really is. And I had a talk with somebody, a young loop maker, the other day, and he said, oh, you're one of those guys. And I'm like, nah, because you guys don't get it. Like, you're a loop maker, you sit in your house and you make melodies all day, that's cool, because y'all dope, and producers and beat makers can use y'all to help, get to the next level. But then we have these beat makers who just sit there and make beats all day and just send it out. And that's cool. Y'all get y'all placements, y'all do what y'all do. But then you have the actual producers who actually can go in the studio and put it together, who actually can run the boards, who actually can put a song, craft it together from start to finish. That's what a producer does. So like, a lot of people don't really understand that. And it's just like, me personally, I don't really care about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. Because at the end of the day, if you want to excel in your field, you got to get better. Are you a producer? Are you a beat maker? Everybody, it just depends. What do you want out of this industry? What do you want out of this game? But that is definitely a difference between the 3.
There you go. And I want to ask you, who would you put on like your Mount Rushmore producers? You got a guy like Puff Daddy who never made a beat in his life, but he is, you know, one of the world's known producers out there. Who would you put on your Mount Rushmore of producers?
My Mount Rushmore. I'm gonna have to go Kanye, Swiss Beats, Timbaland. How many is on there? 5 or 4? 4? Oh, then I'm going Pharrell or Neptune.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. No, I'm gonna go because the 4 people that I named, they all changed music. They all changed it as far as like sound in a big way, like in a huge way, you know? And that's just that generation. Like there's a new generation of producers that I could put on the Mount Rushmore too, but it's just like, they really changed the game, you know? Like really changed music.
I want to dive into that, man. Let's touch them one by one, and let's start with Kanye. Did you get a chance to watch the documentary?
Nah, I can't watch it. I can't bring myself. Yeah, I know you got that face. Everybody has that face whenever I say it. They all have that face.
Can't watch it. Yeah.
Can't watch it.
Why that? Why I can't watch it?
It's like, because everybody says, yo, like, I'm getting these texts like, yo, I'm watching this Kanye documentary and it reminds me of you. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody keeps saying, like, yo, this reminds me of you, this reminds me of you. And I'm just like, yeah. And y'all get to see what we go through as producers in this industry. And it pains me too much to watch it because I know what I go through. I don't have to watch that to know what Kanye went through and to be inspired by it because I go through it every day. So it's a battle within, it creates this mental illness within us producers. Like, so by watching it, I can't. Like, I want to think positive, you know, and I look at that as looking at the struggles that Kanye went through, and it just brings back the trauma that I went through in this industry, and I don't necessarily want to see that again. I don't need to see that. I want to move forward, like, because it's a lot of bullshit that go on in this industry that people really don't see. And
like,
I'm
just give us a hint. You don't have to touch too deep into it, but like, what is some?
The fact that I'm a better producer than majority of these producers out here. I'm a better beat maker than majority of these beat makers out here, but yet I gotta compete with people's friends. You know what I'm saying? People who have people put on because they know them. You know what I'm saying? Like, or they're making a check off of them. You know what I mean? After dealing with that all the time, you know, it's irritating. Or spending my money to go fly to be in the studio with an artist who tells me to come out there and then they hop on a flight and fly to another state when I just spent money that I don't have to be out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a lot of BS, man.
Yeah, one day you'll probably make your own documentary and you'll write your own tell-all book and let them know.
If I wrote a book, I'm trying to tell you it'd be a bestseller.
Man.
It'd be a bestseller.
So what prevents you from just being like, man, I'm gonna air these niggas out?
My thing is, it ain't even about airing people out because I don't necessarily do that. You know,
right.
Even when that whole Drake thing was going on with that beef with him and Meek Mill, and I had wrote a hook for Meek Mill before, and you know, they tried to make it seem as though I was writing for him, you know, and magazines, and Meek don't even know this. Like, magazines was hitting me up, like those back in the day, like blogs was hitting me up, and they like, yo, do you got anything you want to say about this? Like, we were told that you write for Meek Mill, and I was like, I don't got nothing to say about this. I don't write for nobody. I write hooks. I come up with vibes and ideas, like, and I don't want to be a part of this. Even if I did write for him, you wouldn't know, which I don't, but even if I did, you wouldn't know because I'm not gonna sit here and do like, I don't really believe in that. Like, that clout shit, I don't believe in that, bro. Like, I really don't believe in that at all.
Some niggas
like,
will burn the whole bridge to get
burn it down, bro. Just for a check. I'm good on that, bro.
So, again, I think we touched on this before, but I can't remember, but Quentin Miller, he actually spoke on it.
That's corny.
Yeah, he actually spoke on it. Like, bro, he supposed to just not, bro. Like, let the media take what it. He actually spoke on it and tried to, of course, have a career after that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, man, I think he kind of broke an unwritten rule there.
Yeah.
In the music business, like, bro, you don't do that.
Yeah, that shit is corny, bro. You don't. It's just certain things you don't do, you know. Especially if somebody looking out for you too. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
You're not gonna look out for me and I'm just gonna throw you under the bus, no matter what you did for me. Like, cause you know people outgrow each other all the time. Yeah. So you could have put me on and then we could have had a falling out. But I'm not gonna forget the fact that you put me on. You feel what I'm saying? I got enough respect for you to know that you put me on, you looked out for me. I'm not about to do that. Like, that's not in me. It's not in my blood to do that.
I want to go to Timbaland, man. He's a guy who invented or cultivated an era, and then reinvented himself with going from Genuine, of course, Missy and Aaliyah to Justin Timberlake, and got into a whole nother market.
Yeah.
And then just what he did with Versus. What are you like when you see that? Like from like you said, being in there as long as you've been in it and seeing someone reinvent themselves over and over and just kind of staying relevant. What are your thoughts to that as far as
I think that Timbaland is a smart man. I think that he probably has like a lot of youth around him to tell him like, this is what's hot, this is what you should do, this is what we should look into. And that's just what he did to reinvent the wheel. And on top of that, shout out to Timbaland and Beat Club. Shameless plug. Beat Club is a site just like kind of like, to bring in different musicians and composers and, able to give them a platform to get their music heard, to sell their music, their beats, their songs, their ideas, to submit for projects and stuff like that. So shout out to Timbaland for that. That's pretty big.
What's
it's called Beat Club.
Beat Club. Damn, niggas need that, man. Because I know a lot of producers who do sit at home with unfinished beats and don't quite know what to do with them or they don't have the motivation to finish them because they're waiting for a rapper to grab them.
Yep.
And me and him were having a conversation earlier as far as how many beats do producers that make beats stockpile?
Bro,
When you get to this level.
a lot. Bro, it's so many. It's crazy how many beats you can go back and look on. Like, okay, I'm getting this many placements. I may get like, on a good year, somebody can get 10 placements. This is a good year, you get 10 placements. But you getting 10 placements, but you got like 1,000 beats. You know what I'm saying? Like you just got 10 placements out of 1,000 beats that you done made. So it's like the pile is crazy, yo. Like it's crazy.
So let me ask you this: what stops you from giving out those beats? Is it like people aren't worthy enough of it, or is it like one of those things where it's like I know the capability of this beat, so I'm just gonna sit on it until the right person?
I mean, we don't. To me, I used to sit on beats all the time. Like I used to sit on beats. I don't sit on beats no more because I can make another one. That's how I felt. Like back in the day, it was like, damn, this is so good. I gotta hold this because this is so good. But then one of my mentors was like, yo, you did it once, you could do it again. So now I don't hold nothing. If somebody, even an independent artist, if I know the beat is good enough to go to somebody like Lil Baby, but this dude won't come and give me a bag for it on an independent level,
right.
He can have it.
Damn.
I'll make something else with Lil Baby. You know what I mean? Like that's how I feel about making beats and creating. But like I said, you gotta really be confident in yourself. A lot of beat makers and producers, they don't really think that. They don't think that way.
Definitely, man. Now, I gotta ask you, man. And this is more of a question for cats to understand the business behind this. So last time you were here, of course, there was a big controversy with the Laquita track.
Yeah.
Duffy, Trap, the whole thing.
Yeah.
Mind you, we learned all that in real time. Like,
yeah.
And it made us sit back and question as far as when it comes to a producer. What is the business behind leasing a beat, purchasing a beat, other people working on beats, and as far as whenever, because I always looked at it like this: whenever you if you have a beat that you leased out and someone has a hit song off of it, some people will let them make that hit song go way up, get so much finally that's like, hey, that's.
And they come back and
grab
that
bag.
That's my, come back and get that check.
Which is kind of smart. Like, why kill your own momentum? Like, let it get to something, and then you. So when it comes to like even that situation, and just other situations that you've been through, what is normally the business that's handled, whether in upfront or during the process of making music or after?
Man, I mean, it really all depends on what you're trying to do. A lot of times, people budgets don't be that big. You know what I mean? Like, if your budget ain't that big and you don't necessarily want to spend money to own something and you want to get a whole bunch of beats together to see what you want to do for real, then that's when you lease something. You know what I'm saying? But it's tricky because, like you said, you could lease something out and then your song become a hit and you ain't do no paperwork with then you got to come back to him like, look, this song a hit, this is what I want. I've seen it happen before. I've seen a producer song go crazy and the label come back to him like, yo, how much for the beat? And I seen this producer tell him 30,000. And they like, yo, that's not even in the budget. I don't care. I want 30,000. You know what I'm saying? what they gonna tell you? They have to pay you the money. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Like at that point, they gotta give you the money. Now when you leasing it, like you get these dudes that go on the BeatStars and the Splice. I don't know if Splice they be selling beats, but like these type of websites where they sell beats and they leasing tracks. These little dudes, they smart, but they dumb at the same time. You know what I'm saying? And I say that because they get over on a lot of people. Because look, put it this way. These dudes are leasing these tracks, right? And they go on YouTube and you'll see these tracks got 2 million views on it, right? So if you got 2 million views on the track, you probably leased this beat maybe over 1,000, maybe 2,000 times. You leasing it at $50, $100, you get what I'm saying? You do the math on that. So then a guy comes along and he says, yo, I want to buy the exclusives for this beat. And they give you a price. They be like, all right, we want it for 3,000. And they're like, all right, bet, we'll buy it for 3,000. Y'all changed my mind, now I want it for 5,000. And they like, all right, bet, we'll buy it for 5,000. They're like, well, you know what? I don't want to sell it at all. You know why? Because they leasing it out to so many people and people keep buying it that it becomes a business to them. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, the lines be so blurred when it comes to that leasing stuff. But, you know, I always tell people like, buy your beats so you don't have to have that headache in the back end. You don't have to go through that in the back end, like buy your beats. But at the same time, you just never know if you're gonna use that track. So then you're paying thousands of dollars for a beat that you probably not even gonna use. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's tricky.
So tell me, because, you know, again, this is education for even me as well. You sell your beat or when someone buys the beat, let's say $15,000. What rights do they have to that as, let's say, that beat gets somewhere and starts climbing?
I mean, they own the rights to that beat. Like, that's their beat. They can make money off of that beat. Nobody else can own that beat. That's your song, right? Okay. But when it comes down to the publishing aspect of it, I mean, at the end of the day, it's whatever you negotiate. Now, when that producer gives you that beat, he automatically owns, first he owns 100% of that beat, right? But then y'all go into it, y'all do the business, they write the song, then the writers, whoever wrote the song, and they get 50% of the publishing on that song, and then the producer keeps his 50%. Then you can negotiate. You can buy him out, or you can negotiate the publishing on it. It really just depends on how you do the deal for real.
There you go. What would you say is the worst music deal that you've seen or heard in your time in the music business? What
worst music deal?
I mean, music deal, just in general.
I mean, it would have to go with like the artist. I mean, when you get locked into something crazy, like, you know, these 360 deals is crazy. Like, I understand why they're given and why they're done, but you know, but they're crazy though, you know, because they try to lock these people in for these long-term deals. They don't know what's going on in their contracts. You know, they're not really having lawyers look over it, and they just seeing what's in front of them, which is the advance. They're not understanding what's going to happen on the back end of things. That coronavirus smartened some niggas up though, didn't it?
No, facts.
The coronavirus,
like,
hey,
that 50,000 already hit the same.
Hey. That coronavirus started smartening the niggas up, you know what I mean? Like, hey, look at your paperwork, because you ain't getting all that. That's going to them, you know what I'm saying? And I say artists because producers, we ain't getting show money, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like, we got to know what's going on them back ends of them royalties, because that's where our money coming from besides the advances. But these rappers, man, they going out here getting 100,000 here, 75,000 here, even 20 bands here, 30 bands here doing these club appearances and these shows. Nigga, that should add up. But when that coronavirus hit, it will add up the more, you know what I'm saying? Now they like, yo, where this money at for this expensive lifestyle that I'm living? And then you look and see how much these labels making, and you like, oh, nah, what was in my contract? Because this shit crazy, you know what I'm saying? Facts. So when you look at it like that, I would say the artists be the ones that really get screwed over. But shit, nigga, producers get screwed over. We ain't making 100,000 a show. Y'all using our music. We ain't getting 100,000 a show. And facts. Really, to be real with you, artists really ain't really putting and helping out producers, bro. They not really doing it. Like I said before, I could really only think, when it come to mind, I think of two people that really three that really put producers on. Drake, Future, and Thug. Those is really the only three major stars that I know really looked out and like made millionaires out of their producers. Other than that, I don't know nobody else.
Do you feel when someone has a working chemistry with a producer, not only should they, you know, help put them on, but should they stay working with them? Or should they diversify, you know?
Yeah, I think.
Especially if it's a working formula.
Yeah, no. If it's working formula, like you stay with what you stick with what you know, and both of y'all grow together. But as soon as one outgrow the other, it's time to move on. I mean, it just is what it is. At the end of the day, people outgrow each other. So I say stick it out, but as soon as y'all start to outgrow each other, then I mean you gotta move on and it shouldn't be no hard feelings. You just have to look at it for what it is and it's like, yo, we outgrowing each other. You know what I'm saying? Like we gotta make that split. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's how it was with me in my last situation. I feel like me and my guy that I was signed to, I feel like we outgrew each other. But like now, I see him and it's all love. You feel what I'm saying? Like he doing his thing, he's doing good. You know, I'm doing my thing, I'm doing good. So I feel like it's all love. I don't think I could have made it without him. You feel what I'm saying? Like I really personally don't think I could have made it further in this industry without him. So it's like, that's what I told you earlier. It's like, you don't never shit on what somebody did for you because without somebody, you would have never got to that point. So it's no purpose to come back and shit on that person. You feel what I'm saying?
Biggest facts. You just recently were nominated for a Grammy. That was on Meek Mill's project, right?
Not Meek Mill.
Not Meek Mill. What was the Grammy nomination?
And well.
Man.
A Spanish artist.
And then before that, I believe what Meek Mill did his latest album, not the latest album, but the Champions, or which one was?
No, I wasn't on that. I wasn't on that album. I had a record, but didn't make the album for that one. Yeah, I did a lot of stuff with Meek.
Yeah. I want you to run down your accolades for those that. The ones off the top of your head that you can just throw out there real quick.
I mean, I got to work with one of my favorite artists, Eminem. I got to work with him. Him and Boogie did a track with them called Rainy Days in 2018. Being nominated for a Grammy was one of my biggest ones, of course, with Well being nominated for a Latin Grammy. I got my certificate in the mail. I put that right above the picture of my mom. She passed away in 2016. And I put that right above it. Like, so when I look at her, I look at that, you know what I mean? Well's album went 6 times platinum. The song that we did had some legends in the Latin community, which opened up the door for Latin music for me. It's pretty big. I'm trying to get on Bad Bunny's album next. You know? So,
hey, for real.
Yeah,
I see Daddy Yankee was.
Said he's retiring, right?
He said retiring, man.
Yeah, he put out an album. Whenever Daddy Yankee touch or put out, bro, just go through the roof, you know? So, you know, it's good to be, you know, diverse in different music, you know, and that's one thing that I've always been like, and that's another thing with the loop makers and the beat makers, bro. They really don't love music, you know. They just out here pressing buttons on the computer to make what they hear that sounds hot, you know, just to get a check. But they don't really love music. Like I really love music, so I listen to all type of music. Like I understand that when it comes to, I use that country music, the country writing, and try to apply that into hip hop because it's meaningful stuff that they're saying, you know, like. Man sing about his dog, you won't even know he's singing about his dog until the song over and you in there like, damn, this man, like that's crazy.
Yeah, not for real. What would you say is the next music genre that's gonna take off that you feel that the world isn't quite hit to yet?
I don't know, bro. Like because rap been running it for like the past 2-3 years. Like it's been top and it just seems to keep progressing. Like everything it dictates, the culture dictates everything that goes on in life. So it's like you can't say country music is going to be the next biggest thing because country music ain't dictating the culture, you know, with the kids. Like you could say rock music, because you can't because it's not dictating the culture of what's going on with the kids. Like Tik Tok and all of that stuff, like it just is what it is. Like rap and hip hop is really, you know, is really running it right now. It's even translating over into R&B to whereas we don't really have real R&B anymore. I mean, we got R&B hip hop. You know what I'm saying?
What do you feel about that? Do you feel like there's been a depth to R&B? Because it seems like even a new R&B artist won't make it in this space.
I ain't gonna lie. My mentor, if he can watch this, he gonna be mad I'm about to say this. Because I mean, it's shout out to Troy Taylor. But you know, it is what it is, man. I don't think R&B is coming back. I don't believe it's coming back.
Damn.
I don't believe it's gonna come back. It is what it is. Like,
what about Summer Walker?
Y'all consider that R&B?
Yeah, I don't really consider R&B.
Yeah.
No.
Y'all consider that R&B? Y'all think that's R&B?
I don't really
what do you call it?
I call, like I said, R&B trap hip hop. That's what I call it.
Nah, but she was like really put her pain out on that bitch.
Okay,
like,
what Bryson Tiller call his music?
Trap soul.
Exactly.
No, but that actually sounded like trap soul. But like you hear songs like Unloyal. Her whole last album was.
But even still, what I'm saying is, you could sprinkle R&B elements into it, which gives you the feel, but it's still not R&B music. Like that's not R&B music.
But you know what the fucked up part is? The women don't like R&B no more. That's the problem. Like, have you tried to knock off of like a new age girl?
So
like,
you try to say when it's time to go do it in the bedroom, she talking about some turn that little dirt on.
Facts,
or turn that
if you get a facts.
Turn that money bag yo on. You know what I'm saying?
They ain't fucking up Isley Brothers and yeah. Come on, man, when the last time you fucked Al Green, nigga? Like
it's too slow for me. It's too slow for
I need to hear some of that turn on that motherfucking NBA Youngboy. I need some of that
Youngboy. Demon time.
And that's why, and like I said, and because of that reason, you got to understand where it cultivates from, where it comes from. My 4 or 5 year old little cousin is listening to Juice WRLD. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
They not listening like they listening to what they like. You know what I mean? The only time like that I was listening to R&B music when I was in the crib is when my parents put it on. So if this generation is growing and that's not what they listening to, that's not what you're gonna get. You know what I'm saying? Right. So that's why I just don't feel like it's gonna come back.
The way the 90s used to sample the 70s and 80s, do you feel like the artists today are doing the samples right, or they just kind of winging these samples? That's from the, they're kind of now sampling the 2000 eras now.
Yeah.
You feel like they're doing it right, or they just
music? You gotta understand, like music changes. Like it's all a change. Like, you can't be mad at another generation because they sampling it different. Because of what about the generation that was mad at that generation for sampling their music like that?
They were making hits though, and I'm trying to see these.
You think the older generation was mad at Diddy when Diddy was sampling everything, like the older generation?
They were making hits. They were mad, but like wow, they're really. Honestly, putting a bag in my pocket.
You got to understand, like I said before, this is a clout shock value type of thing. So when we listening, making your way downtown, walking fast, and we hear who I smoke, you know what I'm saying? It's a shock value, bro. Because he's talking about smoking his ops on that type of beat. So you like, yo, this is different. It's crazy.
I done seen so many Step in the Drill songs to Michael Jackson.
It's
I'm
crazy.
like, bro, I done seen every.
Bro, it's crazy. Smooth, bro, it's crazy. That's what I'm saying.
Mike is rolling over this grave.
Bro, but I mean, at the end of the day, this is what you getting with social media. You getting shock value, bro. Like that's all it is how can I shock the world today to get clout? I mean, that's what it is. And it turned out, and when you hear it, and you like, yo, that was bold. It's kind of dope though. That's bold though. You feel what I'm saying?
Now I got somebody on the panel, right? They said they hate the TikTok era because they feel like the people only know that portion of the song on TikTok, right?
Yeah.
What do you feel about that?
Man, music, like I said, you can't hate on something that it's going to be something 10 years from now that people they don't like about. You know what I'm saying? Like it changes. I feel like TikTok was an innovative way to get people checks because you may not like the fact that they only hearing that one part of that song. Let's go ask the person who made that song if they like that they only hearing one part of that song. I don't think they care. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even think they care. They getting bread. They getting money, man.
But to be honest, music, a rap song used to be 3 verses, the chorus brought back 3 times, in with the hook. It used to be 4 or 5 minutes long. Now it's about 2 minutes, 3 minutes, about 2 minutes now. Would you like a era where music is really only 45 seconds or so? It is on to the next track.
It's so funny that you asked me that because I literally was going through this with my artist's uncle for this whole week.
Damn.
Because we working on, tracks with my artist and we've been going through it and sometimes my artist will go on there and he'll do a hook and a verse or maybe not even do a hook, which is a verse, you know what I'm saying, throughout the whole song. And I'm trying to structure it. But I understand the newer genre of music, generation of music. So like I understand, but it's like a given, like you have to give and take. So I don't really necessarily have a problem with it, Okay. Cause sometimes, bro, like they be going in and you like, yo, do your thing. Yeah. And then you go to these clubs and they reciting these these lyrics word for word. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's like, hey, if it works for them, then it works for them. I can't be mad that, they want to change up the structure, but I do understand that when you follow the right formula and structure and you end up on radio and your song is big, I do understand that. I haven't heard really any freestyles get on the radio like that. You know what I'm saying?
That's fact.
I can't think of a freestyle besides Bobby Shmurda's song that actually was in rotation on the radio.
Yeah, that's fact.
That's a hot nigga.
Gallus? That was kind of a freestyle, right?
That's on the radio?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Like heavy?
That shit was on the radio. Heavy.
Word.
Down here too. Heavy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That feel like samples where I really feel like it's honestly the depth of the third verse. Like We're gonna get a hook. We're gonna get.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm glad the third verse is gone. I'm glad the third verse is gone.
I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie.
I'm glad.
Yeah. I'm glad the third verse is gone.
Yeah, that
bro.
third verse.
Me too.
Yeah,
I'm glad the third verse is gone.
That might be one of the things that I actually fuck with.
Yeah.
Generation.
Because I was doing that 2 verses only for, man, I don't think I did 3 verses on my beats since I was a kid, bro. Like, I've been doing the 2 verses because I was tired of the third verse. I didn't want to, I'm like, man, we really got to do, you know what I mean? I do know that a lot of the older producers always be talking shit about us because they like, man, y'all niggas, y'all don't even got no bridges in y'all music no more. Y'all don't got no musical changes ups and all this other stuff. And I'm just like, bro, at the end of the day, like, don't hate on us. You know what I'm saying? Just like, I don't hate on the younger. Like, I don't believe in that. I don't believe in hating on each other. I believe that music is changing and that's just what it is.
Man, let me ask you this: with music, how hard, where do you see rap music going? Because like my son right now, he listens to like music, but there's no rap, there's no nothing. It's just a beat. Like it's just a beat, and like it might be like somebody like saying something in the background sample, but it's just a beat.
Yo, I could not tell you because it changes so much. And when Uzi and Trippy and all of the younger generation started coming out with the new music that they're doing, the underground, like the SoundCloud rappers, it's more so like this techno video game type sound with these beats. They just like to distort 808s. And it's funny because I seen some old heads talking about, man, what happened to back in the day when we had the bass and you could feel the bass? Now all of a sudden they just want to hear this distorted 808 and you can't even feel it. And like I said, man, it just is what it is, you know? And that's just where music is taken, you know? And the younger generation, they gonna dictate what they want to hear at the end of the day. I mean, of course, you know, you got the middle generation that's dictating, of course, what we're hearing now, but they gonna grow up and be that generation that's gonna dictate what, you know, they wanna hear, and it's just gonna keep happening. The younger it is, they decide everything that's going on, not the old motherfuckers. That's why I'm like, yo, like, you can't hate on them. Like, y'all had y'all run. If y'all can't keep up with this, y'all need to retire. I need to sit down somewhere or try to keep up with what they doing, because that's what it is.
Facts. I gotta ask you, who would you say is, and you can call them Mount Rushmore, just in your opinion, those who are the producers and also the artists on their own beats, who would you say?
Producers and artists on their own beats? I don't really know too many that do that besides, like, you was better off saying like the newer generation of producers.
Well, yeah, let's say the newer generation.
Newer generation of producers, I'm gonna have to go with that. Now that's tough.
Yeah.
Cause it's a lot of them, and if they see this, I don't want them to get mad at me, cause I fuck with, it's a lot of them, bro. Like it is. I'm gonna have to go with Mike Will, Boy Wonder.
Oh yeah.
Metro Boomin for sure.
Oh yeah.
I gotta put Metro Boomin up there because he changed that track, whole thing with Future, him and them. They changed that. I mean, so that's 3. And there's just so many, bro. Like, it's hard to really give a 4th spot to. Because I like 808 Mafia, bro. I like Southside. I like what he did. I like how he made a cult of producers that just come together. Like, I'm looking at people that change it, you know, change the game. I call them game changers, you know. But there's so many others. So I'm gonna go, you know, I'm gonna go Southside. I'm gonna go Metro Boomin, Mike Will, and I'm gonna do Boy Wonder. But then you got other producers like T- and Murder Beats and all of them, you know, that's dope as well. And then I missed one, bro. How did I miss this one, yo? Ooh. See, that's what I'm saying so hard. Yeah. I miss Hit Boy, yo.
Oh yeah, come on. Now.
I miss Hit Boy.
Come on now.
You feel what I'm saying? So it's like it's hard, bro, and it's like, it's hard.
I'm curious. Then let's do it like this. So you have a situation like Dallas where a lot of producers, j.Oliver, Jay White, Cardo Got Wings, S1, many others that kind of got their grind and started out here in Dallas. What cities do you believe are kind of making the best producers? You know, just as let's say like top 3 cities that's, you know, generating producers. It's
hard to really say that. That's hard to say because a lot of producers are geeks. Little dudes that sit in their room, don't never leave their room and make beats in different states, like small areas, small towns and stuff like that. If I had to say, the best talent is coming out of Europe. It's not even coming out of the States, bro. It's coming out of Europe right now, but you don't see it because majority of them aren't producers, they're loop makers. You know what I'm saying? So the best talent, like I'm dealing with kids is kind of, I got a guy that I manage right now, Wavy West, out of France, you know? Like these other dudes, man, I can't remember the other names, but like you got the UK, like it's just, it's coming out of Europe. It's not even coming out of America. But like if you want to say city-wise, I mean, everybody moves to the cities to do it. Like they're not all from the same area, you know? So, and Atlanta's one of the biggest, you know what I'm saying? Like it's the Mecca. Atlanta, everybody comes to Texas, whether it's Houston or Dallas, because I mean, it just is what it is. The people are nice as hell. The money is here to be made, and niggas is working. They grinding, so the cost of living is cheaper, so they down here. And then of course you got LA because everybody migrates there. So those are the three areas, the three biggest areas of where people are going.
That kind of connects it. That's kinda, what do you feel like New York have they lost their sauce?
I think they've lost their sauce as far as a lot of stuff. I don't know. Like not as far as rapping and talent. Hell no. Hell no, nigga. Motherfucking like 504 and killing it. You know what I'm saying? Like you got that out there, but it used to be a Mecca as well. And I think people probably got tired of living in a place where they just charge so much money to live. I think the cost of living really played a factor into New York. Because people love New York. You know what I'm saying? People love to go to New York. Women love New York. You know what I'm saying? People love New York. But I think the cost, you can get so much more if you move to Texas or if you move to Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Like you can get so much more out of what you're putting in to grind, to be able to survive. So, but yeah, like people don't really go to New York that much anymore to record and stuff like that. They just go do media run and then they end up leaving.
Best way to do it. As far as yourself, man, outside of music, man, what do you have going on as far as what do you got your hands into?
Shit, everything. Literally everything. Like I was saying, like I'm more of I'm a producer that can still make 5 to 7 beats a day. I can still do that, but at the same time, I handle business, you know? Working with my artist that I got right now, Chibi LOL. Met him when he was 16. Brought to me by his uncle, and they played me his music, and I pulled his uncle to the side, and I said, yo, yeah, he liked that. He's 16, yeah, he liked that. He got the image and the music. Like, I said, this kid gonna be a star. And I started sending them out to all my industry homeboys. And you know, people send that message out, yo, I got the next this, I got the next that, all the time. And he's like, all right, they was hitting me back ASAP, like, yo, who is this? And I'm like, yo, that's my artist. Like, yo, y'all need to come to LA. And then we went to LA within like 3 months of me having him. We went to LA and I'm just playing his music with people and they saying the same thing. Yo, like Dallas Martin, he said, yo, I'm gonna tell you the same thing I told Roddy Ricch. He was like, yo, this kid is a star. And I'm like, I told his uncle, I was like, I told you so, bro. So we just start working, bro. And we just been grinding. We just got off of a 26 city tour with Tusi. You know, and Tusi told us the same thing, like had meetings with people like Jeff Vaughn, used to be the chairman over there at Capitol. I mean, we've been getting deals left and right. It's just, it don't make sense because nowadays you can do it independently.
You can do it
independently. Make that independent money, you know what I mean?
And that's a good question because a lot of cats, you know, we had Carl Crawford here yesterday. And
yeah, I saw him last night.
Yes, and it's like a situation where, you know, there's the rumor that he started off with Megan Thee Stallion with $10,000 advance. And then you see what she is now, you see what they're kind of going through.
Yeah.
For not saying you checking anyone's pockets, but what is an amount of money? And let's just say in advance, because you know they always try to sprinkle that advance on you and try to change your life. What is the amount of money that someone should value their music at if they're building a little buzz in their section, like a little buzz?
Yo, to be honest with you, it ain't about that advance, bro. Like it's not about how much money you gonna get up front. Like it should be about, am I going to be able to live comfortably? To do what I need to do, I'm able to do my music and not have to work a 9 to 5 and worry about that, be able to take care of my personal. And on top of that, then the next thing should be, do you have the resources to get me out there? If you don't have the resources to get me out there, then I don't feel like this is not the thing for us to do right now. But if you got the resources to get me out there, I'm gonna see all that money anyway. And if I take a little bit of money up front, then that contract can't be too crazy, you know what I'm saying? Because you ain't giving me that much. Now, because then when you give it out, like my first advance that I got was $5,000, bro. You feel what I'm saying? When I first signed it was 5 bands, and I'm like, I can't really do nothing with this, you feel what I'm saying? Like, this ain't really money, you know what I mean? But I trusted the fact that we was gonna get to where we needed to be at. $10,000 ain't really a lot of money, you feel what I'm saying? But on the back end of things, the money really needs to be invested into the resources and into the whole network and the marketing and all of that. Like, you got that on lock, bro, we gonna make it do what it do, and we gonna be all right.
Right. How many deals would you say you have passed up on, or that, you know?
For Chibi?
Yeah.
Or for me? For Chibi?
For both of y'all, like.
Wait, hold on. What type of deals you trying to get? Like publishing deals?
Yeah, like pub deals and stuff like that. Yeah. Oh boy,
What is a pub? Can somebody please break
let me tell you, them publishing companies was out during COVID.
They was out.
Bro, they was knocking on niggas' doors during COVID. You know why? Because us producers don't got no bread, bro. We ain't making no money. We gotta hustle to get the money. So the publishers know that shit. So they knocking at the doors like, oh, we know y'all niggas struggling. We got this check for 100,000. You want to bite? You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, that's how they was doing it. Like, I passed up on a lot of pub deals, bro, only for the simple fact that I just felt like it didn't meet the criteria for what I wanted. You know what I mean?
So is a pub deal the same as like an artist signing a record label deal?
Kind of, sort of for a producer.
Got you. It's
Yeah.
So they jerking y'all type shit.
So it's like they can be jerking us for the catalog or for the money that they think that we're gonna receive. But at the same time, it's got to be one of them things. Like I said, like, how can we together get through this? Like, I ain't about to be out here in these streets working and running through these studios and doing all this shit by myself if you're not putting me in no rooms. You feel what I'm saying? So that's kind of what a publishing deal is for a producer and for a songwriter. As far as Chibi's concerned, bro, we had Dallas Martin with trying to give us a situation. We had talked to some people over at Victor about a situation. We had some people over at I can't remember what Lil Durk, that label that he's on. What label was that he's over? It started with an A, I think. Alamo. They hit us up. So what is that? Alamo, Victor, what else I say? Atlantic, Asylum. Jeff Vaughn hit us up over at Columbia. Is that Columbia? No. Is it? No, it's not Columbia. I can't even remember these labels, bro. There's be so many of them. Yeah. I don't think we had a meeting with anybody over at Columbia. But yeah, bro, like, it's like about 4 or 5. And now it's gotten to the point where they know what we want. Like, they know that they can't sign us because we have the money behind us. So it's like, it's hard for them to just, because all they're going to do is say, here's 200,000, here's 300,000. You feel what I'm saying?
Pay some bills.
Bro, our company has already, Prime Imprint has already spent over $500,000 already. So you will have to either match and we do some type of distro. Yeah. Because, I mean, you can't really you better cut a check for 10, 11 million. You cut us a check for 10, 11 million, we're going to do that. But see, this is the thing. In order to get that check for 10 or 11 million, you got to show that you can stream, you got to show that you can sell merch, and you got to show that you can do shows. You can show them 3, man, ain't got no, they have to give you that because then you making millions on your own anyway. So they got to give you the 10, 11 million dollars. So that's how I look at it.
How important is it for you, what you feel, an artist to own their masters?
Nigga, how important?
Yeah.
Like, we hear that shit, but niggas don't know what the fuck that shit really means. What can you do with a master? What do you do with a master versus what is that?
If I don't own my masters, then I can't really do nothing with my music. I can't sell my music to nobody. I can't license my music to nobody. I can't rent my music out to nobody. I can't do none of that. Bro, if I got the masters to my songs, to my stuff on my catalog, bro, like, I can sell that to people. You know what I'm saying? Bro, I want to say something. Timbaland, I don't know if it's a rumor, but somebody told me Timbaland sold his catalog for a lot of bread, bro. But he like sold it for a certain amount of years and got it back.
Okay, that's smart.
And then sold it again. You know what I'm saying?
That is actually smart.
Yeah.
Even with the Lil Wayne, I think for $100 million, reportedly sold Drake and Nicki's catalog. And, I'm like, if it's for a time frame, it's actually a smart fucking investment.
Yeah, it is.
So I can see the wins in that. Yeah. Especially if you have business ideas.
So it's smart to own your masters, bro. And then when you like Torey Lanez, bro. Oh, yeah. And Torey Lanez, when he got out of that situation with the label and then he went and put out this album, bro, you seeing all of that money's coming, that's 100% that's coming to you. Yeah. So any money that you make off of your likeness and everything that you do, it's coming back to you. You get what I'm saying? Nice. So I mean, you own all your stuff, bro. I mean, that's the way to go. But at the same time, what people gotta understand is it take a team to get you there. So in the beginning, bro, you're not just about to go in here and be like, yo, I need unless you got the bread behind you already to say, yo, I want all my masters. If you don't have it, you need the help, bro, you're gonna have to give and take, and people don't understand that. And that's what kills me with these new artists nowadays, bro, because they look at these horror stories and they feel like, I've been through a horror story, so I know, I understand, but nah, bro, like it take money to make money. And if this person gonna put up this investment, whether you deem it small or not, nigga, they put up an investment still, bro. Like, you wouldn't have had nothing if they didn't put that investment up. You know what I'm saying?
That's the biggest facts.
That's how I look at it.
How do you look at Torey Lanez, what he did with his album with the, I believe the NFTs, and then
Man,
of course,
shit, what you mean how I look at it? Man made $1 million off of it. I ain't never heard it, but shit, he made $1 million.
And then you look at what Kanye did with the STEM player, the Donda 2.
Like I said, it's to them, it makes all the sense in the world. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. As far as like the Torey Lanez,
to me, you have to not be hurting for money.
It's different because with Torey Lanez, I think what was Torey Lanez was $1, I think.
Yeah, I think
it was $1. And he sold, and he only had 1 million. I think he only had 1 million. So, and they could end up on the NFT market. So if they take it and buy it for $1, I could say, yo, I'm selling this for 50. Now, they gonna take that $50 and Torey Lanez, every time they sell that, Torey Lanez is gonna get a percentage off of everything that they sell. So that $1 million is gonna keep generating money for him, bro. It's the smartest shit in the world. Now, as far as the STEM player, I'm looking at it like this. I'm like, first of all, Kanye, you know I wanted to hear this Donda 2, brother. Yeah. And you want to sell me this thing for $200, and I can hear the acapellas and the instrumentals and all of that. Me personally, I get what you did. I don't want to do all of that. I don't need to hear all of that, brother.
I went and bought that shit, man. And then I started saying, damn, this is like going backwards, nigga. What the fuck are we doing? Like you could have just made an app, nigga. Just make an app.
You see what I'm saying? And he bought it because he wanted to hear what it sounded like. He wanted to see it something different. You know what I'm saying? And I get it. It's dope. 200 kudos, Kanye. You making all the bread in the world. I went on the internet and said, yo, anybody heard Donda 2? Nobody said yes. Nobody said yes, bro. So I'm like, you made money, but the music ain't out there. Like, you think everybody wanted to hear it, but they're not about to. There's a lot of people out here that don't got $200. I got the $200 to spend, but I'm not about to do it. You know what I'm saying? Now, to each his own. But a lot of people out here don't got $200 to put down to spend that, bro. So they're not going to necessarily hear that, you know? And I don't know how that works when it comes to like, because they didn't even have first week album sales for it. They didn't have.
It was 45 days. So I think right about probably in a couple of weeks, it'll be available for everyone. But you kind of just like.
It's going to be available for everybody, but yet people was buying. So I don't know, bro. Like, I mean, it's ways for them to stay rich. That's why.
I think there are innovative ways of doing music in the future. And it makes me wonder, like, what's the next level of music?
Yeah.
The way we're going to consume music, because of course we had Jay Cruz in here. He agreed radio was dead. You know,
yeah.
You know, don't worry. No, artists don't worry about radio.
Yeah.
For
what? We streaming crazy. What we got to do radio for, bro? Like, if we streaming like this and we making this off of it towards though we setting up our own tours, it's like at the end of the day. But I mean, you could say radio dead, but I will say this: radio still creates those megastars.
Oh yeah.
If you're on radio, you're going to be a megastar.
Like
you get what I'm saying?
Radio is still free, no matter what. When you're broke, radio is still free, and then once you're on that,
you're going to be a megastar. I tell because I battle with my artist uncle all the time. Like we talk about it. He like, you know, we could just stream it, and I get that. We could be successful, and we can stream, and we can be out there. But that radio is going to make us megastars. You get what I'm saying? Roddy Ricch hit that radio. He was a megastar. You know what I'm saying? Trippy Redd. He's streaming crazy, one of the biggest streamers, but for some reason, he don't have nothing on the radio, and he's not the biggest artist that I feel like he can become because he doesn't have anything on radio. But why would you want to be? He don't care about being. I think the man just did a $30 million deal. You get what I'm saying? Like, some people don't. It just, to each his own, bro.
Yeah, when you look
to
at
each his own.
NBA Youngboy, right? Who's one of the biggest stars.
Streamers.
Wise. No radio, radio.
Not since Going Outside Today.
Right.
I don't think, not since that.
Not since that.
No. That one song he did that had that Buddha Bestest beat made it. When Nothing Like Gucci Man in 2006. Like that song. I think that was big on the radio.
That was big on the radio. Then, like, he didn't live on the radio.
Right, he didn't live on the radio.
He is still one of the biggest streamer artists that's
been
around. Do you feel like an artist's goal should be technically, let's not aim for radio hits?
No, hell no. We're not aiming for radio hits. I don't want to drop these gems of what, you know, we figured out. Me and my artist uncle, we talk like 20 times a day. Me and this guy talk like 20 times a day, and he's probably one of the smartest people that I've ever met in my life.
Yeah.
And he basically is like breaking down the formula to how these people are making it. It's about volume. I don't want to drop these gems because I don't want everybody to get on the wave.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it's about volume. Like all these newer artists that's making it, they're saying the same thing. They're saying, yo, I'm dropping mad songs. Like I'm just putting out song after song after song. I'm not holding nothing. I'm dropping songs. Right. And when he told me this, I'm thinking about the conversation that I had with Benny the Butcher. Benny the Butcher told me the same. I had just recently had a show in my hometown. I went up and I was talking to him. He said the same thing. He told me how Westside Gunn said he was gonna put out a certain amount of albums in 1 year. I think like 10 albums in 1 year. And he was like, man, 10 albums. You know what I'm saying? And he said after that, he did it. And they took off. And it's the same thing with these younger artists. So we looking at it, me and you know, my artist, his uncle, we looking at it like, it's about volume. Yeah. Yo, how many songs you want us to do? He said, yo, Jay, we need 150 records by next year. I'm like, Nick, I'm 100 and what? He said, Jay, we dropping 4 albums this year. I said, T, it's a lot of work, brother. I be doing a lot. You want me to, we're gonna have to bring in some other producers, T. I'm like, 4 albums, 40 songs in 1 year? But I get it though, because bro, when you dropping that much music and you streaming that much, everybody's listening to it, bro. I mean, you're consistent, you're touching that algorithm, bro. You're hitting that every time. So it's like, volume is the way to go, you know?
Do you think that fucked the game up?
Hell yeah. Like, what? When Drake put that playlist out, that wasn't an album, it was a playlist. And when Chris Brown dropped that
98 album,
when Chris Brown dropped 40 records on one album, bro, I was blown, bro. I was so blown because I felt like, I was like, yo, the quality of music is just not there no more. Like, it's like microwavable now, you feel what I'm saying? Like, but at the same time, I understood why they was doing it, you know? Like, we got to look at it, bro. Chris Brown, one of the greatest artists of all time. Drake is one of the greatest artists of all time. It's a reason why they're doing this. You feel what I'm saying?
Thanks.
It's a reason. So, shit, nigga, you either gonna get with it or get lost. That's how I look at it, nigga.
That's exactly what I think Megan and them are going through now as far as what do you call a mixtape?
Mixtapes and albums.
Album.
That's BS. That whole thing is BS. I'm gonna tell you why that's finesse for producers and why it messes us up. These labels will hit you and say, yo, we're using your track for this project we're doing. I'm like, all right, bet. Yeah, but the budget ain't big as a mixtape. So we only giving you like $4,000. We give you $3,000 because it's a mixtape. And you looking and you thinking, my nigga, are you selling this? Are you streaming this? Yeah. Are you making money off of this? Yeah. That's not a mixtape, brother. That's a whole album, EP, whatever you want to call it. That ain't no mixtape. I'm not calling nothing mixtapes. Oh, that wasn't my real project. That's just a mixtape. Now, what happens if it go and it blow up? Bro, the track that I did for Kevin Gates' album, was it Make America Trap Again? Yeah. Bro, that mixtape, I have a gold plaque in my house for that mixtape.
Right.
So that mixtape sold over 500,000 units.
Facts.
The mixtape, you feel what I'm saying?
Easily.
That ain't no mixtape, bro. That's an album, bro. That's an album.
Yeah.
Anything these artists release, I'm not calling nothing a mixtape. You just trying to tell me that so you can just spend this little bread.
Is the music industry the most predatory industry in the entire world? What the fuck is that?
Bro.
This is slavery on another level.
Bro, it's crazy, bro. Like, if you don't understand this industry, understand this business, or have somebody smart enough to teach people, like me, I'm smart, bro. Like, you can't get me now.
There you
they
go.
don't like me. You feel what I'm saying? I had to rebrand myself because it was like, oh yeah, I know j.Oliver. Yeah, he cool. He make good beats. But j.Oliver too smart. He know too much.
Ain't finesse him.
You feel what I'm saying? So now it's air fresh. Now it's fresh air.
Right.
They yo, this fresh air nigga hot. Who is this? His beat's crazy.
Nigga reappear like 2 Chainz on these niggas.
Ta-da, nigga. Like,
got you.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's like you gotta know the business, bro. Like, they don't know the business, bro. Like, I feel like if you grow and you start learning the business, then it's like, okay, cool. You feel what I'm saying? But the music industry, they getting over and it be them. I mean, the white man, you know, they always gonna get their bread. You know, they gonna try to get over if you let them. And then you know what kills me though? Yeah. Is when we do it to each other though. Like when these black artists do it to each other, it kills me. Like, for instance, how are you an artist, right? and you driving around in Lamborghinis and Rolls Royce trucks and all of that, and you get into this bread, but yet your producer is struggling. Your songwriters are struggling. Like, you're not helping them. You're not putting them in position. You don't have to give, I mean, it would be nice to cut them a check, but even if you don't cut them a check, put them in position to win. Why we can't do that? Like I said, Drake, Thug, Future, putting niggas in position to win.
That is big facts.
To win. The latest producer, Future, just put on ATL Jacob. ATL Jacob got one of the hottest songs in the country right now with Super Gremlin.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
One of the hot.
One of the hottest songs, you know what I mean? Shit, you know, Thug, you know, all the producers he even came up with, I mean, Weezy done blew the hell up, you know what I'm saying? Drake, man, I can name so many producers in that camp, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I mean, it is what it is, man. Like, we do it to each other, and it's gonna keep doing the same thing. But don't get it twisted, they do it in the Latin world too.
No, that's facts.
They do it in the Spanish world too. I wonder if they do it in the pop world. I know one world they don't do it in, the licensing world. When it comes to, yo, we want your music in a commercial, or yo, we want your movie in a movie. They ain't doing it to you then. Yo, he cutting you this $30,000 check for this commercial. 30 bands. Kobe Bryant was putting out that money for body armor.
That's facts. That's facts. That's facts. Now, lastly, man, I just want you to touch on this, man, as far as, you know, the last time we had you here, you know, so much has happened in the city, man, from King Von, Mo3, Young Dolph. You as, you know, for everything that you've learned in this game and done in this game, as far as when you see, like, the devastation that this music business caused to, again, I told someone, I said, but I think we lost more rappers in the last 5 years than we have in, like, all of hip hop. Like, you know, back in the Biggie, and we've lost more here recently. What are your thoughts as far as, you know, when you see what money could be made if we just get this thing right, work with each other, just really kind of focus on, you know, the positive and what we can get at it is. Like, what do you see as far as the business of that's getting disrupted with all this?
That shit terrible, yo. Like, cause it messes up money, but at the same time, it also we killing each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, like, it's really hard to really touch on that type of subject because you don't really know what them niggas is going through in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are street dudes that's rapping to make a better way for themselves, to make money for themselves, but at the same time, they still street niggas. And if they don't change that mentality of, yo, I'm getting this money, I'm gonna stay out the way, you know, then, I mean, it's gonna keep happening. They're letting the internet play with them. The internet, they letting the internet predict what they got going on, and they playing with them. They fueling that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's keeping everything active. You know what I mean? Like, it's keeping beef going. The internet is doing that. You know, the blog sites and the fans that be trolling, they letting these niggas trick themselves out of their position. That's basically what's going on. I mean, and people just got to be smart enough to not, you know, like, it is what it is. Like,
at what point should an artist, as you've seen artists rise, you know, and you've helped artists rise, at what point should an artist really get out of his city and not saying move, but go spend 2-3 months in another city just to develop a craft?
I mean, if you, to me, they say you want to create that buzz in your city, right? If you feel like you've created a big enough buzz in your city, leave. Because at the end of the day, no matter how we preach this peace and everybody should be this and everybody should be that, there's always gonna be a nigga out here that's hating on you. There's always gonna be that one. There's always gonna be that one nigga that's hating on you. I'm pretty sure his videographers hating on other videographers. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's always gonna be that one. So it's like, when you in that type of game, like, success attracts that type of stuff. Like, for instance, I'm walking around, I was able to purchase, you know, a chain. You know what I'm saying? Now I walk around strapped up because I feel like I'm not gonna let somebody trick me out of my life over no materialistic shit when I got a daughter at home. You feel what I'm saying? And that's just how it is. So sometimes you have to move around to be able to live, bro. Like, you gotta move around to live.
I tell anyone, you know, when you're normal, you can move normally, but the more success you get in life, you have to be more aware.
You gotta be more aware.
To be more aware. I know it probably feels like more work, but you just gotta kind of know you can't do the same thing.
It's facts.
That's just what it is, man.
It's facts, and we attract a lot of attention to ourselves too. You know, so you know, it's just facts. Like, me,
good come with the bad.
I move smart, bro. Like, you know, growing up in Baltimore, like, I move smart. I don't stay places too long. I don't stay places to the end of events, like, stuff like that. I don't really post my location when I'm there. I post it after I leave. Like, it's just certain stuff that you have to be aware of and that you got to do. They say rap is one of the most dangerous jobs to have nowadays, and it's like, how, bro? Like, it's crazy that we like this, and because you create that stigma, everybody's like that. We've done features where I did a feature with a big artist, came through to do a feature with my artist, and first, before we did anything, they came through and ran through that studio. They checked everything, looking opening closets, looking under stuff, and it's like, damn, like, I know we not like that, but it's crazy that we got to go through all of that just to get stuff done.
That's why I say, man, this RealLyfe Street Stars thing, the element of what we do, again, I totally understand as far as someone saying, well, there still is a hip hop element. Yeah. And again, we live and we love it. Again, the good comes with the bad. And it's just kind of how we got to get the money, man. But you already know what it is, man. For those that do want to follow you, see what you got going on, man. Check the temperature on everything you're doing going forward. How can they follow you?
Instagram is I am j.Oliver, IAMJOLIVER 410. Hit me up on there. I'm always on there. I'm very active on social media. I need to take a break, to be honest with you. That should be killing me, man. I'm trying to.
It's a job.
Yeah, that's social media, boy.
It's a job. Like, I ain't posted today.
Definitely hit me on there. I be in Dallas. I be outside, bro. Yeah. Like I'm always outside. Like it's a chance that you'll always bump into me, bro. I be outside. Like they look at me like in a whole different light. I don't look at myself like that. I be outside, bro. I move smart, but I be outside.
There you go. Nah, we definitely always catch you at pretty much every event that where they need to see you. They gonna see you when y'all see this. Y'all know y'all see him, man. He's approachable.
Very.
Shake his hand.
And he'll cross your ass over.
Oh yeah,
cross your ass over.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, and that basketball court.
He probably just left the court just now, goddamn.
I really did, though. That's crazy.
For real. Yeah. Any shout outs you want to give?
Man, shout out to God, man. Shout out to my moms, like I said, rest in peace. And shout out to everybody who's definitely helped me along this journey, because there's not many people that lend out that helping hand. So shout out to them.
And before you leave, I want to know, what is your favorite Jordans and why?
The retro 11s.
Just because of the design, or?
I like the patent leathers.
Okay, yeah.
I like
them.
I like the patent leathers, yo.
Okay. You know what it is, but it's Space Jam.
Oh, and then I like the ones too. As you can see, I got the exclusive. I gotta show them the Travis Scotts that none of y'all could get. You know what I'm saying? I got them. Yeah, I gotta.
Quietly shitting on us. Yeah. Hey, and tell them what you got coming up, man. Just anything musically.
Man, look out for Chibi LOL, man. Coming hard this year. That's the main thing that I'm focusing on. Been working with a lot of other different artists, but that's my main focus. So that's where I'm at with it right now.
There you go, man. Well, you already know what it is, man. We got j.Oliver in the building, man. Once again, he pulled up on us. Don't get too lit to forget, man. Hey, Jay, man, you are a real-life street star, man. We salute that shit, man.
Appreciate it.
Hey.
Shout out RealLyfe Street Stars, nigga. Move.